When working in real estate, the number one thing that bothers me is to waste my time and waste anybody involved in the deal's time. Today, I want to talk about contractors. Probably outside of the work that you do with financing and finding the deal, which is a lot of that stuff I do on my own, contracting work, the work on the buildings, houses and stuff, I do not do, I cannot do, and I don't try to do. Always try to put the right people in the right places. So I hire contractors, and I don't always hire the same ones. In my last couple of projects, I put in my hands dishing out basically the general contract in the job. So I find the drywallers, I find the flooring people, I find the roofers, the siding. I break everything down. I do it myself. So with this latest project, I said, hey, let me find a GC that can take this project and he can do what I don't necessarily even have the time to do. So I vetted a couple different guys. One guy had some work, he did some work for me on one of my other properties. So I gave him the opportunity. His quote was a little high. I don't necessarily think we was on the same page with how I wanted to handle the project. I told him what I wanted, and then he kind of tried to change it the way he thought it would be better. There is times where I ask for your suggestions, and there's times I'm going to tell you what I want. And that might sound a little cocky or whatever, but to be honest, it's my money going into it. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong on my terms. Anyways, did a little vetting, found another guy, and I hired him. I had not yet signed a contract. Then two things came after that now made me fire him before we even started the project. So watch the rest of the video and I'll break down the two things that threw me off about this contractor. So first of all, with any project, there's going to be expectations. Who's buying the supplies? How are you going to pay? Which I do draws through my hard money. Just all the expectations up front. So I talked to the guy. He's like, hey, I want 5% to start the project, which I really don't like doing because you haven't did nothing. And I'm buying the supplies. He said, he gave me something about it, but whatever. That wasn't a big deal. That's something I could possibly work with, but we didn't even get to that point. He calls me a couple days later. He's like, hey, can I get 25% up front? I was like, well, that's not happening at all. He's like, well, I got to make sure my guys get paid. I'm like, I understand that, but if I did your payroll, then you would just be my employee. I can't worry about you guys getting paid. You had to take responsibility for that. So I said, look, I usually do 4 payments throughout things. I do 4 draws. I said, look, I'll pay you for what, at the end of the week, I'll pay you for what you guys get done. So, I mean, if you get the whole project done in a week, you'll get the full payment. He was saying that he thought the project would take about 4 weeks. I thought that was a little long, but whatever. It was still my time frame. So I said, I'll pay you weekly. I don't have a problem with that. That way, what you put into it, you'll get out of it. Agreed. Okay, I work a full-time job, sometimes up to 80 hours a week. So it's not always easy for me to schedule people. So I call him after a couple of days of back and forth and when to meet. Said, hey, we can meet Wednesday, 9 a.m. at the property. We'll go over the final walkthrough of what we want done, when we want to start, what we need. We'll have contracts, W-9, all the stuff to get started on the project. 9 o'clock comes, nothing. 9:15, I give a call just to touch bases. Hey, I left him voicemail. Hey, at the property, just a reminder, we were supposed to meet at 9. Give me a call back. It was like, keep in mind, it went to voicemail, so it rang 4 or 5 times. 9:30, I sent a text message. I said, I'll wait about 10-15 more minutes and I'm taking off. Nothing. I take off. 11 o'clock. Keep in mind, I just got off a 12-hour shift, so I go home, I take care of my business, I'm ready to go sleep. I'm already in the bed. Starts blowing my phone up like 3-4 phone calls and texts. Not a big deal because I keep my phone on silent when I'm about to go to sleep anyways. So I said, hey, I'll talk to the guy later. Well, I didn't really feel like talking at the time because you wasted my time. But mistakes happen. But you didn't call or text me, and you could have. Sends me a text. My truck was stuck in the mud in southern Indiana. Now keep in mind, if you consider southern Indiana, anywhere from where I'm at, it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So if you was there early doing some work. Not to say it was a lie. You could have stayed overnight. It could have been a ton of different things. But you could have reached out to me. The pivotal thing is you could have reached out to me. So I thought about it for a couple days. I called him. I said, hey, you're still in consideration. But then I thought about my previous experiences with contractors not showing up or charging me for stuff we never even talked about or just anything crazy. And the whole goal of hiring this person was that you're the one managing the people, make sure they're showing up to work, and then you didn't show up. So after a little bit of internal debate, I decided not to go with him. So it puts me back to square one. I still got some other quotes, but what essentially is going to end up happening is I'm going to GC the job myself and hire everybody out individually. I've already got electrical done. I've already, for the most part, there's a few things I need to come back and do. And I got my new HVAC furnace and heat pump put in. So next we're going to either hit the bathroom demo or whatever, or do some drywall work in some of the bedrooms. It's not a super big rehab, so there's work to be done, but it's not going to be nothing crazy. Or start on the outside. So either way, that was me dodging a mess there, because it could have potentially turned into what I've already had experienced before. And my goal is to find a contractor that I can go to time and time again and know exactly what to expect. But I make this video for people that are new to real estate and haven't experienced this a lot, that there's a ton of contractors out there. Some are good, some are bad, some are on time, some are late. Pick the battles that you want to deal with, but what I will not deal with is people not showing up on time. Especially our first meeting, you didn't call or text. And I'm not saying overall that it's a bad guy or he's a bad contractor. It's just, it's a bad start. So we're gonna make some more videos breaking down each part of this job, and hopefully on the next rehab we'll be able to have a team. I'll start building a team, because I want to do 5 to 10 properties a year, and to do that I'm going to have to make sure my systems are in place and we get everything done. Now, I'm sure that some contractors will have complaints with me. Maybe they don't like the way my pay schedule is set up, or maybe this or that. But when you're doing rehabs, whether it's a flip or a burr, your money's on the line. The contractor's money ain't on the line. They get paid for the work they do. I get paid at the end of the deal. So I take all the risk. So with that, I'm going to be scrutinize any labor that I hire as much as possible. So with that, if you are interested in some of my more rehab videos, I got plenty on the other page, so check them out. Subscribe to the channel if I bring you any value, all that kind of YouTube stuff. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll get back with you after we probably get the outside done, gutters, soffit, and a little bit of roof work.